Since 1954, Lennar has built over 800,000 homes across the United States.
And here in Southwest Florida, Lennar has also been one of the most trusted home builders for decades. Here's why.
Quality, the best materials, and the latest building techniques.
Value, luxury features and upgrades included at no extra charge.
Service, Lennar is consistently ranked tops in customer satisfaction.
Selection, condominium, coach, single family, and estate homes from the 100s to over 800,000. For more info, call today, 877-45-Lennar.
I'm Jeff Popick of Marco Island Realty. Do you want the inside scoop on the top 10 best buys in real estate? I'm talking about deals so hot, there's no time to print them in the newspaper. Join me for the best buys in homes, condos, commercial property, and even vacant land across all of Southwest Florida. So get ready. More real estate best buys is coming at you right now.
Get ready for Real Estate Best Buys. Buying, selling, building, financing? Real Estate Best Buys brings you the very best buys in local real estate, plus breaking news, market analysis and trends, tips and expert insights, and even a bit of celebrity real estate gossip. Don't touch that dial and don't go away. It's time for Real Estate Best Buys.
It's time for the Housing Report with the National Association of Home Builders. So let's check in with Dr. David Crow, Chief Economist for the National Association of Home Builders. Always nice to have him. Hi, David.
Hi. Good to be back.
It's always good having you. So from a housing perspective, what is the state of the economy right now as you see it?
Well, we're kind of on an even trajectory from last year. So the housing is continuing to increase at a reasonable pace so far in 2013. And I'm expecting that to continue for the rest of the year. It's not going to be a runaway firestorm, but I think it will be a continued steady pace at about the same rate that we saw in 2012.
Well, that sounds like a good thing considering what we've gone through over the last several years. But you know, your improving housing market has been incredible. I mean, showing how many of the markets are improving. And I think they say slow and steady never lost the race. So that's probably a good thing. Are you seeing a difference, however, from one market to another? Are some improving better than others?
There's a little bit of greater acceleration in the markets that were at the deepest part of the trough. So those markets like Phoenix and particularly the Gulf Coast of Florida were so devastated during the 07, 08, 09 period, have seen some better improvement in some of the other places just because they have such a low mark to come off.
Yep. And the values of properties now, especially in Southwest Florida, are still amazing, and yet we are seeing really double-digit gains year over year. And I'm not sure how much that will continue on that pace, but I do think we are seeing definitely the trend in the right direction, and you're seeing that pretty much nationwide.
Yeah, I think there were a lot of places. I think the Southwest Florida was one of them where there was an overcorrection, where clearly house prices had fallen below even the cost of reproduction. And so wise investors, those people who can get a hold of a mortgage, which is still a difficulty, are the ones that are seeing those bargains and are jumping back in and causing prices to bounce back again. I think that pace may temper itself a little as we move forward and those prices get more attuned to where they should be, to a real market.
Well, we are seeing the vast majority of deals now in this area that are cash, which is good because it's going to create a stable market. But I do think we need to loosen up the purse strings on the lending front. Are you seeing any progress in that regard? Very
little. I think there's a number of reasons behind that, but a lot of it has to do with the federal government. It controls significant portions of the mortgage market. As much as 9 out of every 10 mortgages go through either FHA or Fannie or Freddie or VA. And those policies are not absolutely clear about what's going to happen with Fannie and Freddie, and also with the mortgages and what will be allowed and what won't be allowed, and how much originating financial institution has to hold back in capital if they sell that mortgage to a secondary market. So the rules that are basically coming out of the Dodd-Frank legislation are still unclear, at least some of them. And I think that's been part of the reason why originators have been reluctant to bring standards back to kind of what would be called normal.
Yeah. Sooner or later, but maybe a little bit later.
It'll take a while. There's if the federal government is involved in curing it, it'll take even longer.
But it's good. I mean, at least for our market, it is good that most of the transactions are cash. That certainly is creating quite a stable environment for us here.
Well, and it means people are risking their own money, so that's a pretty good sign that this is it's a good time.
Yep.
And those that can do it are.
Yeah. And it's affordable again. I mean, you can buy a property, you can live there, you can get a job, and you can afford to live. It's not like it once was, where prices were just absolutely astronomical. So
that's right.
Good things. Thanks, David. I appreciate you coming on and just giving us your thoughts today.
Well, glad to be here.
The National Association of Home Builders recognizes housing and housing providers as the strength of America. And Real Estate Best Buys is proud to bring the latest housing report to you every week. Check out nahb.org. And if you have any questions or comments for Dr. Crow, feel free to send us an email to 411@realestatebestbuys.com.
Since 1954, Lennar has built over 800,000 homes across the United States.
And here in Southwest Florida, Lennar has also been one of the most trusted home builders for decades. Here's why.
Quality, the best materials, and the latest building techniques.
Value, luxury features and upgrades included at no extra charge.
Service, Lennar is consistently ranked tops in customer satisfaction.
Selection, condominium, coach, single family, and estate homes from the 100s to over 800,000. For more info, call today, 877-45-Lennar.
Hi folks, Jeff Popick here. I'm not only the host of Real Estate Best Buys, I'm a real estate investor, a licensed realtor, and a certified general contractor. I know what constitutes a Best Buy, and Lennar Homes is it. If you'd like more information on a brand new, value-packed Lennar home, call 877-54-Lennar. And as with anything you hear about on the show, you can send an email to 411@realestatebestbuys.com. Need a Best Buy on insurance? Fort Myers Beach Insurance Brokerage is the fast, no-nonsense way to obtain quotes on all your Florida insurance needs. Home, flood, auto, condo, boat, life, business, and more. Fort Myers Beach Insurance Brokerage serves people throughout the entire state of Florida and shops through over 400 top-rated carriers to get you the very best buy for all your insurance needs. Fort Myers Beach Insurance Brokerage is locally operated with decades of experience in getting customers the very best insurance value. The people at Fort Myers Beach Insurance Brokerage are the go-to experts at Florida wind mitigation, maximizing your discounts for the lowest premiums. Get a free quote by calling right now, 239-233-8264. That's 239-233-8264.
Of course you're going to enjoy that free bottle of champagne that Aries Title gives to our real estate investor clients with every closing. But Aries Title doesn't stop there. You'll really enjoy the substantial discounts off closing fees Aries Title offers to our investor clients. Aries Title enjoys working with Southwest Florida real estate investors who help make this such a great place to buy, invest, rent, and sell. The staff and attorneys at Aries Title provide investors with insightful strategies and smooth closings. Aries helps with smart strategies like purchasing property in land trusts and LLCs. Aries Title offers leading-edge expertise in short sale transactions and courthouse foreclosure purchases. Aries Title is Southwest Florida's #1 choice and Real Estate Best Buys recommendation for expertise in real estate closings, title work, and ownership strategies. To find out how to get your substantial discount and your free bottle of champagne, call Aries Title at 239-530-7111. That's 239-530-7111.
Are you buying a home? You've come to the right place. Here's more Real Estate Best Buys.
Welcome back, folks. You're tuned in to Real Estate Best Buys, and one of the things, I'm Jeff Popick, by the way. I forget that little detail. One of the things, the perennial challenges people face sooner or later they become a seller. And then the challenge is, how do I sell my property? So we're fortunate to be talking with Sandy Pastor, an absolute top expert as a realtor. Sandy, you're with Prudential Florida Realty in Naples. What can sellers do to help you help them? How do you show them the money? I mean, it seems like I'm talking Jerry Maguire now. How do you show them the money?
Show them the money?
What can they do to help you do that?
Well, it's interesting. Obviously, everybody does the comps. Everybody does, what they think it should be and where the market is and all that kind of thing. But I think before you even get to that point, and in my former life in television, I used to call it, before I went into a major negotiation, I wanted to set the table. And I think you need to set the table with a seller before you even begin to talk about comps. You begin to talk about inventory. You begin to talk about community, where the buyers are from, all those things. And the first thing you have to make them understand, and they really have to get this in their head, in their soul, in their heart, is that this is now a house. This is not a home anymore. Because you get too emotional if somebody comes in and makes you an offer you don't think is, adequate for your home. Well, it's not your home anymore. It's your house, because you've elected to move on. So it becomes an asset you're trying to sell. So I think that's important.
That's a great point.
The next thing I think is really important is, why did you buy this house? Tell me why you bought this house, because I want to be able to showcase what attracted you to the home. Was it the yard? Was it the school district? Was it, and don't feel like any detail is too small, because those are all that are important things, because it's likely that the next buyer will also see the same things you did.
Okay.
And the third thing I think that's important is that look at your house through a buyer's eyes, not through a seller's eyes. Look at it through a buyer's eyes. As we walk around the house together, then let's talk about what the buyers are seeing, and then you got to get into the conversation of clutter and personalization and what needs to be fixed, or the price has to be commensurate with what needs to be, repaired or changed, and competitively what's going on, not necessarily just in your neighborhood, but in similar neighborhoods, and be that geographic or lifestyle or whatever. But I think those three things, before you get into any conversation about price and everything else, are really critical to make sure that you and the seller are on the same page.
Those are good words, and people do well to heed those words. Sometimes it's tough. You're a seller, and you do get emotional, and you forget the picture that you're really trying to.
But it's important to get the mindset correct, and everybody's on the same page, because otherwise nobody's going to be happy, no matter what you do.
Yeah. All right, Sandy, thank you for those words of wisdom. And if somebody wants to get a hold of you, how do they do that?
Absolutely. It's 239-595-0714, or my website, I should say, is sandypastor.com.
All right. Awesome. Folks, you are tuned in to Real Estate Best Buys, the place for real estate best buys. I'm going to talk now a little bit with Jeff Tamburello, fellow realtor, investor, long-term investor, and director of the Southwest Florida Real Estate Investment Association. We're talking about a guy who understands the fundamentals and the technicals of investing perhaps better than anybody.
I doubt that.
Certainly anybody at this table.
So quickly, where do somebody wants to invest in real estate? Where do they start? What is first base?
Well, it depends on what you're there to do. Okay, and if you're looking long-term cash flow, you really have to, no matter what, when you're investing your treasure, you have to sit down and ask yourself some basic questions. You know what I mean? What am I here to do? Number one is, what's your anticipated rate of return? And that's a lot of governed by how much capital you're working with. How long do you intend to have it out? Okay, what's your risk tolerance? And then you also need to overlay, particularly in this environment, taxation issues.
Oh, sure.
You know what I mean? Right now, short-term capital gains is not as bad as I thought it was going to be, but more and more, you know what I mean? Long-term gains is just easier to palate, not to mention. But then again, you've got the tax coming up on ordinary income now, too, for not ordinary income, but, the net of rental income.
Yeah.
But once you ask those questions, then you got to deploy it out. And I mean, we have a spreadsheet we built in REIA and APOD that gives you a yearly cash on cash yield. So you buy this property, you're going to get 4 or 5% a year on your money. Now, if you're getting 1%, unless you're stealing it and there's a big gain play there, you can get that in a CD without, finding out the hot water heater just broke or that you left the front door open. The AC guy left the front door open and the kids had a rave party in your house that Saturday night. It's happened to me. So, but I wasn't even invited, is the worst part. But I could have sold them glow sticks and made some money out of the deal. But that's really the basic questions for investing is so many guys, they go out and they start looking for that deal and they really don't even know what their capital model is. Most importantly, what's your capital model? I got $1 million and I need to lay it out and I need to get this much a year. And if you start with that, you have a much better chance of succeeding.
Great words, Jeff. Appreciate you coming on. And if somebody wants to get a hold of you,
call me directly on my cell phone at 239-671-8248.
Folks, you're tuned in to Real Estate Best Buys. We'll be back after this. Need a Best Buy on insurance? Fort Myers Beach Insurance Brokerage is the fast, no-nonsense way to obtain quotes on all your Florida insurance needs. Home, flood, auto, condo, boat, life, business, and more. Fort Myers Beach Insurance Brokerage serves people throughout the entire state of Florida and shops through over 400 top-rated carriers to get you the very best buy for all your insurance needs. Fort Myers Beach Insurance Brokerage is locally operated with decades of experience in getting customers the very best insurance value. The people at Fort Myers Beach Insurance Brokerage are the go-to experts at Florida wind mitigation, maximizing your discounts for the lowest premiums. Get a free quote by calling right now, 239-233-8264. That's 239-233-8264.
There's a wise old saying, you cannot build a solid structure on a shaky foundation. Nowhere is this truer than when it comes to the construction of your next house or commercial building. Often overlooked, concrete is one of the most important parts of the building process, so be sure to call the best in concrete construction. General Concrete Corporation. General Concrete builds slabs that are level, walls that are plumb, and buildings that are square. This will save you time, money, and headaches now and well into the future. Call General Concrete at 239-571-1100 for a free quote on any size job. New homes or commercial buildings, remodels, additions, even patios and sidewalks. General Concrete gets it done right the first time. Call General Concrete now at 239-571-1100. That's 239-571-1100.
Of course, you're going to enjoy that free bottle of champagne that Aries Title gives to our real estate investor clients with every closing. But Aries Title doesn't stop there. You'll really enjoy the substantial discounts off closing fees Aries Title offers to our investor clients. Aries Title enjoys working with Southwest Florida real estate investors who help make this such a great place to buy, invest, rent, and sell. The staff and attorneys at Aries Title provide investors with insightful strategies and smooth closings. Aries helps with smart strategies like purchasing property in land trusts and LLCs. Aries Title offers leading-edge expertise in short sale transactions and courthouse foreclosure purchases. Aries Title is Southwest Florida's #1 choice and Real Estate Best Buy's recommendation for expertise in real estate closings, title work, and ownership strategies. To find out how to get your substantial discount and your free bottle of champagne, call Aries Title at 239-530-7111. That's 239-530-7111.
Learn the secrets to getting it sold with Real Estate Best Buys.
Welcome back. You're listening to Real Estate Best Buys, the place for real estate Best Buys. I'm Jeff Popick of Marco Island Realty.
I'm Jeff Tamburello of Steelbridge Realty.
And Sandy Pastor, Prudential Florida Realty.
And the market is churning. There are a lot of deals we've been talking about, maybe some we haven't been talking about, that were spectacular deals. And now people are saying, oh, maybe I shoulda. So we're going to talk a little bit about the most recent woulda, coulda, shoulda. You know, it's hard for me to say that. You guys...
Woulda, coulda, shoulda?
Woulda, coulda, shoulda. I can't...
Sandy does it well. She does it
I've
the
been
best.
practicing.
Woulda, coulda, shoulda.
It just doesn't... It's not intuitive.
You didn't watch enough Woody Woodpecker when you were growing up.
I did not watch... I was a Batman. I was a Batman man. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about some of these deals that were spectacular deals that people shoulda. Sandy, you want to start us off?
one of the Devasta Walks. This one is an island walk, and I've owned 6 Devasta homes. They are incredibly well-built home. One of their most popular models is, in fact, still the Oakmont. This one is in the Island Walk community.
And Oakmont is not only an Island Walk. That's a popular model throughout their communities.
And on the East Coast as well.
Yeah.
So this is one of their more popular models. But this one was a great woulda, coulda, shoulda because it's a fabulous community, low fees, amazing amenities. This is a 3+ den, 2.5 bath, almost 2,000 square feet. It has the updated kitchen with the granite, the pool, the lake, great view, great open floor plan. This one sold for $340,000. And the reason this is a great buy is we're looking at 4 and over now for this kind of home in these communities, that has the upgrades and has the pool and the lake. Actually, this one also has a spa. So you're talking about, a really good buy here that, I know I see these every day and I've had these listed. I've sold a lot of Oakmonts and this is a great deal. So,
yep.
And there's nothing like that at this price point now, which is what makes it a woulda, coulda, shoulda, really.
Yep. And what's interesting is the rear view mirror is always 20/20.
Absolutely.
But there's still the writing on the wall, and we see it. I mean, we live in the MLS. We know what's on the market. We know what's, in some cases, coming on the market. We see the trends happening, and we've talked about this.
Well, and at least in the Naples area, I know that, the woulda, coulda, shouldas are not the $100,000 3-2s on 2 acres in Golden Gate anymore. What they are the fact that the inventory is limited for certain types of properties. And if that's the kind of property you want, that's really also what makes it a woulda, coulda, shoulda. I mean, certainly we're seeing that on the beach all day long.
All day long, and it seems like it's going to continue. So, Tom Morello, what's the woulda, coulda, shoulda up in your neck of the woods?
Talk about one guy, a client of ours, that about riding the market. There's always the bubbles you work, the bubbles that are growing, not growing. In July of 2011, a 4-bedroom, 3-bath with a guest house needed a pool, though. The pool was bad, but he put a new pool in. Guest house with a direct access with a little dock, city water, all that, $87,000. And the square footage on this is 2,243 square feet. And then, calls me up, says, let's find me a shop. I need a shop. He's a contractor. He's moving here. And just recently, we just closed this in last month, a 3,795 square foot little industrial building on Business 41, traffic count of 42,000 cars a day, $90,000, and it's half rented. The other half is he needs for his business and all of his stuff, you know what I mean? Because he's moving here from up north where they have basements and all that. But literally, you have a 3,795 square foot little industrial building that gets 42,000 cars a day to drive past it at $90,000.
So what is that? $27
a square foot. I mean, and it was a short sale. It kind of languished out there. The bank took it back, gave it to somebody else. We jumped on it, got an offer done quick, and closed it. And that the residential buy was when residential was in the ditch, because all these corrections are the valley, and in every valley there's a ditch, and ditch is where it gets churned quick and comes out. And commercial's in that ditch right now, and it's a great time to lease commercial and a great time to buy commercial. I don't know if you want to be an owner right now trying to lease, because right now the tenants kind of hold the high ground.
Yeah.
But when I look at these 2 deals, and it was perfect timing for the market of
amazing.
All it takes
amazing.
is one.
Yep.
When that one person walks in at the right time.
Yeah, absolutely. And for me, on Marco Island, the woulda, coulda, shoulda was on Holly Court. This was one I talked about several times on the air. I could not believe somebody was not going to pull the trigger on this. $335,000 for a home on the water, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Over 2,000 square feet. Granted, it was a little bit funky, but $335,000. You can't do that anymore. that ship has sailed. And this was a phenomenal deal. Had a new seawall. In addition to the bedrooms, it also had a den. Just an amazing deal. And that one hurts. So there are a lot of people who are now I should have.
Well, it's interesting. I have so many buyers that are like, okay, I'm coming back in April. I'm
Too late.
coming back in May.
Yep.
And, you don't want to sound like a typical realtor, but if
Yep.
they have their heart set on something,
Yep.
it's going to be tough to move
It is.
them, to another direction. But,
And so now coming up-
everybody has their own time.
Coming up after the break, we're going to be talking about the new deals that are the best buys that are going to be the woulda, coulda, shoulda. So, folks, you're listening to Real Estate Best Buys. We're going to take a break and come right back. Stay tuned. The top 3 warning signs of fatsoitis. If your tushy jiggles, you may have fatsoitis. If your six-pack is now a keg, you're a case study in fatsoitis. If you go on diets, you're a lifelong subscriber to fatsoitis. You really need to read Thin-O-Matic Cures Fatsoitis. That's right, Thin-O-Matic Cures Fatsoitis. It's a funny title for a deadly serious subject, and one I know all too well. I'm Jeff Popick, and I'm a genetic fatso. I was born so fat that the doctor who delivered me compared me to an elephant, literally, and that was just the beginning. I lived through intensely painful bullying and isolation as a fat child, emotional torment as a fat teen, and a lot of physical pains and diseases as an obese adult. Then, over 20 years ago, I discovered the secret many doctors and pharmaceutical companies don't want you to know about. Today, I live thin, healthy, energized, and happy. I transformed my miserable existence to a joyful life worth living. No calorie counting, no carb counting, no point counting, no dieting, no nonsense, and no fine print. Thin-O-Matic Cures Fatsoitis can show you the best kept secret of the millennium. Learn how you can be one of those people who eats all the time, never diets, and yet stays thin their whole life. Thin-O-Matic Cures Fatsoitis is a very quick read, less than an hour, that can transform your life today. Go to Thin-O-Matic.com. That's Thin-O-Matic.com. Learn to live thin without dieting. Go to Thin-O-Matic.com right now. That's Thin-O-Matic.com.
Thinking about building? Check in with the Craftsman right now on Real Estate Best Buys.
I'm Jeff Popick, and you're tuned in to Real Estate Best Buys. Every week, we bring you the very best buys across all of Southwest Florida. And I'm happy to have Matt Devereaux of Lennar Homes joining us. Thanks for joining us, Matt, and good morning.
Yeah, thanks, Jeff, and thanks for having me with you. Glad to be on the show.
Yeah, Lennar is, you guys are putting up homes all over the place, and on the show every week practically we talk about price versus value. It's an interesting thing. I'm a fan of Lennar. There's good price and incredible value. It's not like, you're cutting corners here. And I mean, it's amazing the value people get when they, buy a Lennar home. And you've got communities going up all over the place. Copper Cove is a favorite. We've got Treviso Bay nearby, Fiddler's Creek. You guys building how many homes now?
Well, Jeff, it's hard to determine what the market's going to hold for us this year. We obviously have a business plan set out there, but just like you said, we're trying to get in all different parts of the market, from first time to luxury to move up to seasonal retiree. We really want to try to capitalize on all of the buyers that are in the market at the time. And as the market continues to change, we have to continue to change and look and find out, is our offering the right offering, and how do we continue to push the value like you mentioned. That's really our I would say our number one asset. We sell value in all of our communities, whether it's because of the golf course or because of the style of the homes or because of our everything's included package. We want to give everybody essentially the best bang for the buck we possibly can.
Yeah. And again, I mean, we're talking about brand new homes. You're not going to have a leaky roof. You're not going to have to replace carpet. You're not going to have to put in new appliances. You're not going to have to paint. I mean, these are brand new homes. I love the everything's included. You don't have to go into a home and then worry about, okay, I like that, but what's that going to cost me? Everything is included in these really value-packed homes and great communities you're putting homes in.
Yeah, we think it's a pretty neat offering. I have a family friend who purchased a home from more of a custom builder, and they went in and they found out, okay, this is the price of our home. They're all excited about it. And 30 days later, they walked into a design studio, and they found out the price really wasn't the price.
Yeah, that's huge. And I'm a general contractor, and that is where builders make their money. I mean, they know it, so they lead you in with one price, and then if, you like that, okay, well, add another 50 grand on top of it. And before you know it, you're in for some major additions in terms of price that doesn't exist with Lennar. It's a great thing you do.
Yeah, it's scary for buyers at times. I mean, they think it's one price, and then they find out, well, maybe I can't even afford it after I make all the selections that I need to. So we try to go out there, and we might not be able to offer everything to every buyer, but what we try to do is we try to find the most popular and the most things that are of demand to the majority of buyers, and we say let's include it, from wood cabinets to granite countertops, stainless steel appliances, 18 to 20-inch tile, laid on the diagonal. Don't charge extra for the diagonal. I mean, rounded corner beads, you name it.
Yep.
We want to include it in our offering so that the day you walk in and the day you walk out, you know exactly what you're in for.
Absolutely. And I want to have you back. Time's up amazingly. Thanks, Matt. I appreciate your time.
All right. Thanks, Jeff.
Folks, Lennar Homes, otherwise known as Lennar Corporation, was founded in 1954 and is headquartered right here in Florida. If you're looking for a quality home packed with value, check out Lennar Homes. Welcome back, folks. You're tuned in to Real Estate Best Buys, the absolute positive place for real estate Best Buys. I'm Jeff Popick of Marco Island Realty.
I'm Jeff Tumbarello of Steelbridge Realty.
And Sandy Pastor of Prudential Florida Realty.
And so, folks, don't let these get away. These, I'm telling you, these are the true Best Buys across all of Southwest Florida. And these are the top 10 Best Buys. So, who gets us started off here? Sandy, you want to ladies first?
Well,
let's let Sandy go
I
first.
want to talk about the number one closed sale in Naples last week, because this is pretty indicative of my last comment from the last segment.
All right.
About even the beach and even the high end, let alone the things that we just talked about. This closed in 62 days. It closed for $12 million. Obviously,
Tumbarello bought that one.
Yeah,
I wish.
Out of his pocket change, right? Or
I
what he
couldn't
found
even
in the
afford
couch.
that insurance
The
on it.
taxes. No, but this is, needless to say, this is an incredibly gorgeous, waterfront home. That's got the long water views. It's got a theater. It had the 2-story library. It had outdoor kitchen with a fireplace, the Infinity Edge saltwater pool. This one had it all. Needless to say, it had it all. But the interesting thing to me was this one sold for relatively almost asking in 62 days. So for someone in this price point that was thinking about this, that could have been a woulda, coulda, shoulda too, because they're all over the board in terms of pricing. Unbelievably gorgeous estate home. Obviously somebody thought that was a Best Buy.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Best Buys are relative. They're subjective. It doesn't certainly only mean price.
Right.
Where we talk about price
versus
value. So absolutely.
There's some communities, there's like one for sale.
Yep.
So if you want to live there, that's the one you're buying.
That's the one you're buying.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So the next one that comes up, Tumbarello, my birthday is going to be around the corner. You can just, the next $12 million property, just get a bow on it. And
Jeff, I just pray I'm there, so do it for you someday. I just pray.
It's two of us.
If only, right? If only.
I look forward to doing a lot of good in the world at some point.
I keep saying, as soon as we win the lottery, but then I remember I don't play, so that's not.
Well, that's the way to win.
Yeah.
The way to anyway. So Tumbarello, what's your Best Buy coming up?
I'm looking at a that's sold or to buy.
No, to buy, available to buy.
To buy, available to buy. Looking at a little condo, 8735 Latine Lane, Unit 103. That means it's a first floor condo. Very close to the beaches, all that good stuff. By Health Park, right by the hospital. $64 a square foot to be down in that end of town. So bank owned, ain't gonna last very long. It's listed at $79,950, but you're down by Health Park. You're about 10 minutes from the beaches. That's kind of a wow. And, this is not a normal price per square foot, and that's an area that's just a beach, health park, Zoomers, all that's just right there. If you'd like more information, you can give us a call at Steelbridge Realty at 239-694-3300.
All right, and for me, this one is the standout. I mean, it's a low-end price. It's $369,000, but we're talking about a direct access home on Marco, not a home site, a home on Marco Island, 741 Barfield Drive for $369,000. This is extremely fast out boating-wise. You're in the river in probably about a minute, and you've got, on top of that, you've got a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home built in 1988. Amazing. Absolutely an amazing deal. When this one goes, the bar probably goes up by some $100,000. So this one, the potential drawback is it's on Barfield. Some people don't like being on one of the major roads. But you're on Marco and you're direct access. And
I've always thought, though, how much time do you really spend in your front yard?
And what's interesting is in Naples, the big money properties are on Gordon Drive, which is like a highway.
But you're back.
No, exactly.
If you're on the west side, you're on the Gulf.
But how much time do you really sit in your driveway?
It's absolutely true.
Even the gated communities, further east. Absolutely, you're right.
Okay, folks, we got to take a break, but we're talking about the very top 10 Best Buys across all of Southwest Florida. You're listening to Real Estate Best Buys. We'll be back right after this.
Of course, you're going to enjoy that free bottle of champagne that Aries Title gives to our real estate investor clients with every closing. But Aries Title doesn't stop there. You'll really enjoy the substantial discounts off closing fees Aries Title offers to our investor clients. Aries Title enjoys working with Southwest Florida real estate investors who help make this such a great place to buy, invest, rent, and sell. The staff and attorneys at Aries Title provide investors with insightful strategies and smooth closings. Aries helps with smart strategies like purchasing property in land trusts and LLCs. Aries Title offers leading-edge expertise in short sale transactions and courthouse foreclosure purchases. Aries Title is Southwest Florida's #1 choice and Real Estate Best Buys recommendation for expertise in real estate closings, title work, and ownership strategies. To find out how to get your substantial discount and your free bottle of champagne, call Aries Title at 239-530-7111. That's 239-530-7111.
Need a Best Buy on insurance? Fort Myers Beach Insurance Brokerage is the fast, no-nonsense way to obtain quotes on all your Florida insurance needs. Home, flood, auto, condo, boat, life, business, and more. Fort Myers Beach Insurance Brokerage serves people throughout the entire state of Florida and shops through over 400 top-rated carriers to get you the very best buy for all your insurance needs. Fort Myers Beach Insurance Brokerage is locally operated with decades of experience in getting customers the very best insurance value. The people at Fort Myers Beach Insurance Brokerage are the go-to experts at Florida wind mitigation, maximizing your discounts for the lowest premiums. Get a free quote by calling right now, 239-233-8264. That's 239-233-8264.
There's a wise old saying, you cannot build a solid structure on a shaky foundation. Nowhere is this truer than when it comes to the construction of your next house or commercial building. Often overlooked, concrete is one of the most important parts of the building process, so be sure to call the best in concrete construction. General Concrete Corporation. General Concrete builds slabs that are level, walls that are plumb, and buildings that are square. This will save you time, money, and headaches now and well into the future. Call General Concrete at 239-571-1100 for a free quote on any size job. New homes or commercial buildings, remodels, additions, even patios and sidewalks. General Concrete gets it done right the first time. Call General Concrete now at 239-571-1100. That's 239-571-1100.
Investor alert! It's Real Estate Best Buys.
Welcome back, folks. You're tuned in to Real Estate Best Buys. We aim to entertain, enlighten, enrich, and we're continuing on with our Real Estate Top 10 Best Buys. I'm Jeff Popick of Marco Island Realty.
I'm Jeff Tamburello of Steelbridge Realty.
And Sandy Pastor, Prudential Florida Realty.
So come on, Sandy, you're up with a true Top 10 Best Buy.
True Top 10 Best Buy. Well, you know what? I've got one here that is pretty amazing at $8.5 million for 25 acres and a almost 6,500 square foot home. But I digress. Let's talk about that is available, by the way, folks, and it is spectacular. But let's talk about something a little bit more in the mainstream, and that is someplace we talk about a lot, Valencia Country Club. This one is a 4+ den, 3 bath, over 2,700 square feet. Large home, beautiful home, built in 2007. It's listed at $254,900, which is $93 a square foot asking price for this amazing home on a golf course overlooking the lake. As you know, they have great amenities. The HOA is only $279 a month. This has, like I said, the 4 bedrooms and den, 2-car garage, stainless steel, 42-inch cherry wood kitchen cabinets, crown moldings, breakfast nook, on and on and on and on. Granite, of course, wine rack, so much more. This is truly a Best Buy for someone that's looking for a larger home, a newer home, for an amazing price. Like I said, the asking is only $93 a square foot. So,
and those are vanishing. I mean, they were plentiful not that long ago.
And 12 months ago, there were tons of these. There just aren't anymore.
We were trying to comp a house in Golden Gate Estates, and I was shocked at how few comps there are.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
No inventory and very few comps.
It's really remarkable.
Yep, absolutely. So anyway, this is going to be a woulda, coulda, shoulda, and maybe by the time the show's over, I don't know. But anyway, if you're interested in seeing this and something like this, give me a call, 239-595-0714.
All right, Tamburello, give us a super top 10 Best Buy.
This is more what you're getting. There's nothing on the market in here, maybe 2 active listings in Coconut Shores. You can walk to the Hyatt Regency. It would be an extremely expensive place to live for me because my wife could walk to Coconut Point, and good Lord, I can't imagine her and my daughter. Hey, we got an hour to blow. Let's go shopping.
You'd be better off getting me that $12 million house
and cheaper cost.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but then my girls, when they shop, they're happy though. So there is.
And then they go have lunch at the Hyatt.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I've had a listing in there. Those are fabulous.
This is a 3-2 coach home, first floor with a 2-car garage. Now this thing is owned by an artist. Truly an artist.
Want to buy it?
You could buy this home and literally have Better Homes and Gardens come let you stand in front of the paintings on the wall and just shoot it. I mean, Venetian plaster on the walls, tumbled marble borders through the place. This place is built out to the nines. So it's listed at $228,500. We have not actually. It's going in the MLS, I think, today.
Wow.
So we just listed it, and if you've seen this home and seen the pictures, it is truly, truly amazing home. And there's like 2 homes on the MLS in there. There's just no inventory whatsoever in there.
You've got a nice open floor plan in there too.
Yeah.
Don't you? Yeah. Really nice.
If you'd like more information, you can give us a call at Steelbridge Realty at 239-694-3300.
Okay, and I've got a property. A lot of times I talk about Marco Island, and I've got some on Marco, but this to me is an absolute top 10 Best Buy. This is at Copper Cove. I've talked about it a few times. This is a brand new 4-bedroom, 3-bath, brand new 4-bedroom, 3-bath home for $310,000. No mold, no leaky roof. No, it's a brand new home for $310,000. And what is amazing to me about Copper Cove, I love the location. You're 5 minutes literally to Marco Island. You're 5 or 6 minutes to downtown Naples, depending on, who you're driving behind.
How fast you drive. if you catch that one light correctly.
Oh, boy. But the monthly fees there are $208 a month. And it covers your irrigation. It covers your lawn. I think it covers your cable. $208 a month. It's an amazing value. Great spot. You're in Southwest Florida for $310,000 for a brand new home that you're not going to have to put a roof on. You're not going to have to remediate the mold or any of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but what's the fun in that?
Yeah, I've lived through that more than once. So
speaking personally, right?
Oh, yeah. So that is the deal right there. Folks, you're listening to Real Estate Best Buys. We are the place for real estate Best Buys. We're going to take a break and come right back after this. Stay tuned.
Since 1954, Lennar has built over 800,000 homes across the United States.
And here in Southwest Florida, Lennar has also been one of the most trusted home builders for decades. Here's why.
Quality, the best materials, and the latest building techniques.
Value, luxury features and upgrades included at no extra charge.
Service, Lennar is consistently ranked tops in customer satisfaction.
Selection, condominium, coach, single family, and estate homes from the 100s to over 800,000. For more info, call today, 877-45 Lennar.
Hi folks, Jeff Popick here. I'm not only the host of Real Estate Best Buys, I'm a real estate investor, a licensed realtor, and a certified general contractor. I know what constitutes a Best Buy, and Lennar Homes is it. If you'd like more information on a brand new, value-packed Lennar home, call 877-54-Lennar. And as with anything you hear about on the show, you can send an email to 411@realestatebestbuys.com. The top 3 warning signs of fatsoitis. If your tushy jiggles, you may have fatsoitis. If your six-pack is now a keg, you're a case study in fatsoitis. If you go on diets, you're a lifelong subscriber to fatsoitis. You really need to read Thin-O-Matic Cures Fatsoitis. That's right, Thin-O-Matic Cures Fatsoitis. It's a funny title for a deadly serious subject, and one I know all too well. I'm Jeff Popick, and I'm a genetic fatso. I was born so fat that the doctor who delivered me compared me to an elephant, literally, and that was just the beginning. I lived through intensely painful bullying and isolation as a fat child, emotional torment as a fat teen, and a lot of physical pains and diseases as an obese adult. Then, over 20 years ago, I discovered the secret many doctors and pharmaceutical companies don't want you to know about. Today, I live thin, healthy, energized, and happy. I transformed my miserable existence to a joyful life worth living. No calorie counting, no carb counting, no point counting, no dieting, no nonsense, and no fine print. Thin-O-Matic Cures Fatsoitis can show you the best kept secret of the millennium. Learn how you can be one of those people who eats all the time, never diets, and yet stays thin their whole life. Thin-O-Matic Cures Fatsoitis is a very quick read, less than an hour, that can transform your life today. Go to Thin-O-Matic.com. That's Thin-O-Matic.com. Learn to live thin without dieting. Go to Thin-O-Matic.com right now. That's Thin-O-Matic.com.
Want some real estate tips and pointers? Listen up. It's Real Estate Best Buys.
It's time for Celebrity Real Estate News, brought to you by Realtor.com. Michael Jordan turns 50 and treats himself to a new mansion. Is there more of a galvanizing sports figure than Michael Jordan? When 23 took the court, we watched attentively. When Michael Jordan has something to say, we listen. And when Michael Jordan buys a house, well, we want to know about it. Fortunately for you, Real Estate Best Buys and Realtor.com have all the details on Air Jordan's brand new mansion purchase in Cornelius, North Carolina. The $2.8 million purchase is a birthday present to himself of sorts for the Charlotte Bobcats owner, who recently turned the page on the Big 5-0. Located 22 miles north of the Time Warner Cable Arena, the lakefront property takes full advantage of the Lake Norman scenery, offering panoramic views of the water from nearly every room. In terms of amenities, it's your standard fully loaded affair. 3 levels of palatial living, complete with a regal living room, amazing vaulted ceilings, entertainment and exercise areas, game rooms, dance floors, and even a spa room with its own sauna. And even though it measures a whopping 12,310 square feet in size, Jordan's new North Carolina crib pales in comparison to some of the other assets in his real estate portfolio. His Highland Park, Illinois mansion, which currently lists for $21 million, swells to an eye-popping 56,000 square feet and has its own indoor basketball facility. Not a court, mind you, a facility. Then there's his recent purchase in Jupiter, Florida, a $12.8 million estate that has been described as Jordan's golf home, which offers some 28,000 square feet of room to move. Not too shabby for perhaps the greatest player to ever play the game. He's just lucky I didn't take up basketball. In other celebrity news, Kanye West's Hollywood home, which has a fish tank bathtub, is on the market with a $3.3 million asking price. At the rate that they're buying and selling, the E! Original series, Kanye West and Kim Kardashian Flip Los Angeles, is most likely already in production. The hip-hop superstar and baby mama-to-be have been a hot real estate topic of late. The couple reportedly purchased an $11 million Bel Air mansion at the beginning of the year and were then rumored to be trying to flip the same property not more than 2 months later. However, the latest home offering from the celebrity power couple is one that predates their coupling, Kanye West's bachelor pad. West has reportedly relisted the Hollywood Hills estate that he originally purchased in 2003 for $1.75 million. He previously shopped a very Kanye contemporary home for $4 million a couple of years ago, but has now reduced his asking price by $700,000 in the hopes of finding a taker. So in the event you're interested, well, just saying. Measuring in at a modest 4,124 square feet, the home definitely fits Kanye's style and profile with an interior decor that combines a cornucopia of quirky elements. These range from cartoon paintings to a fish tank bathtub, which seems like a weird combo until you remember we're talking about a guy who has no qualms about rocking a kilt on stage. And here's a tidbit of unuseful information. John DeLorean's house does not have gull wing doors. Remember John DeLorean? Not the car that bears his name. Everybody remembers that. The movie Back to the Future is still a thing people watch. But who remembers the man behind the car? It's a pretty gripping story. Young auto exec develops iconic muscle cars for Pontiac, makes lots of money, lives lavishly, heads up the Chevy division of GM, unexpectedly resigns from GM at age 48, starts his own car company, which produces just 9,000 cars. And then, well, you can look into the rest of that sad story yourself. So I think we can agree that John DeLorean was a pretty fascinating character. Now comes word that his descendants are selling his former home in Palma Valley, California, which is maybe news and maybe yet another opportunity to reflect on the excesses of the 1980s. The house itself is a 4-bedroom, 5-bath, Southern California Spanish-style ranch home on a 17-acre spread in the Palma Valley Country Club, with everything that entails: horse stables, proximity to the links, and a groundskeeper's residence with 5 fireplaces thrown in for good measure. And there you have it, folks. I'm Jeff Popick, and you're listening to Celebrity Real Estate News, brought to you by Real Estate Best Buys and Realtor.com. If you've got the inside scoop on any celebrity real estate news, then shoot us an email to 411@realestatebestbuys.com. That's 411@realestatebestbuys.com.
Tune in every week for more Real Estate Best Buys. Also, you can make money, save time, minimize effort, and avoid some pain by logging in with our team of experts at realestatebestbuys.com. That's realestatebestbuys.com. Until next time, may all your buys be Real Estate Best Buys.